It's going to be a quick introduction to some forces. Now we've got four main types of forces we look at. Look at this first of all. We're going to look at this one. Okay, compressive. Now, compressive forces are when things are compressed together, pushed together. So imagine you have an object. Okay, and the forces into this object are pushing it together. So you might think to yourself, what pushes together? You'll have a chair on the chair legs on your stool, okay, on your table, something like that. So here we go. I'm going to use a pipe cleaner because it's a bit easier to see in a bit of wire. But if I start pushing it like this is a compressive force. Okay, compressive force is where they get pushed together. Now, compressive forces, some materials are really good in compression and some are weak. So a good material in compression, things like concrete. Concrete's very good in compression, whereas something like, some of these wires are very bad, very poor in compression. So that's a compressive force. Now you obviously have another force which is opposite that one. So that was pushing stuff together. Another force which is opposite of that one. Okay, it's kind of like a tension force. Now tension, you have your object, and this time it's the opposite, so it's getting pulled apart. Okay, so these are tension forces, where you're pulling something apart. So here's my wire again, and I'm pulling it. Okay, so wire's very good in tension. Okay, it's very good at pulling it apart. So you have a suspension bridge or something, the tension force is pulling those wires apart, okay, holding those wires up, holding the bridge up. That'd be tension. Whereas something like the other parts of the bridge, the main bulk of the bridge, the large pillars, they might be compressive because the force is compressing it down. Okay, so there we go. Actually, let's draw that bridge. So here's my bridge. Okay, you might have a bridge, concrete put in the middle here, and then you have some. So this is like the Queen Elizabeth Bridge, cable stay bridge. These cables are like this. So I have concrete in the middle. Okay, so, and then this bit down here, this is where the cars are going. So the cars are here. Okay, so the cars on this part. I have a big concrete section here in the middle. I have these wires here. Now the cars put weight down. The cars are stretching these wires. So these wires are getting stretched, but they're held in place by that concrete there. So they're getting tension. So the wires are under tension. But then the whole thing is getting pulled downwards. So these wires are giving like there's another one on this side. So everything imagine it's all getting pulled down on average, the same both sides. And it's all getting squashed. So these here, this middle bit sees compression because there's a component to these wires which is vertical, compressing this concrete pillar. So this would be concrete in compression, and these wires would be in tension. Okay, so that's two main forces, compressive and tension. Now there's another force here, and the next force we're going to look at here is a torsional force. Now, torsion is like a twisting force. So imagine we had an object, and it was twisting. So half was going that way, and half is going that way. So you're trying to unscrew it. You're trying to so you've got the object and you're twisting it. That's a torsional force. Okay, so torsion, you can think of it like a twisting force. Okay, so we've got a torsion which is twisting, compressive which is pushing, tension which is pulling, and then my third force I'm going to put on here. Okay, which come up sometime. It's this one here called. So this is torsion. Is shear. Shear. So a shear force is running out like a pair of scissors. So this time we have an object, and there's a force one way, and a force another way. So it's trying to make it split here. So it's trying to push the two planes apart. Okay, this is got an object. and you might perhaps see two forces, one going one way, one going the other, and there's a shear acting, like a pair of scissors. So it's a shearing force, where it's trying to slice the object in two. So that's a shear force, okay? You might perhaps see that, imagine something was clamped in one place and a force was applied, okay, at one end, that would be a shearing force. So a shear force goes across. Torsion, trying to twist it. Compressive, when you're pushing something together, and tension, when you're pulling it apart. There are four main types of forces we look at. Okay, we can tend to categorize most forces into those four. So they're the key ones for us to remember.